Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off the Charts, another episode of Dan's album analysis and rating. But today, it's Dan and Keith's album analysis and rating. So I've got my friend Keith here from New Zealand and his channel Attack from Down Under. How's it going today?
Doing well, and hi to everybody.
There you go. Glad to have you here, my friend. So he suggested that I do a album ranking of Armored Saint, March of the Saint. And then I've started to invite people over for doing these episodes. I'm like, Keith, why not join me for this one? Sure, Dan. That's pretty much what his answer was. So we're both going to be doing the album analysis of Armored Saint, March of the Saint. And just out of curiosity, why this one? Why suggest this one?
Because I had another couple of the other ones, and that was one that I wasn't familiar with, but I knew you had it. So I was hoping you'd talk about it on your channel, so I could just know a bit more about it. And I do like the other albums, so I was just a bit curious about that one.
Well, now I'm curious to see what you have to say about this one here.
Because I don't actually own it. I still don't own it.
That's fine. That's fine. But you've listened to it, right?
I've listened. Yeah. 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 Be a good idea. If I'm talking about it, I guess I might as well listen to it.
Yeah. There may be some little lag issues here, but Keith will be back here. Like it might just freeze, but whatever. It is what it is. So before we start off with the ranking, if you do want your name or your handle shout out on YouTube, just give us a suggestion here in the comments of an album you'd like me to do an album rating on. I write them all down, and if you're also unfamiliar with what I have in my discography, check out my Instagram page, which is located below, and you can actually suggest any album there. I still have a long list. I type down everything that's suggested to me, so you will get your turn eventually. But if you want to add more to the list, go ahead in the comments and write your suggestion. We'll do an album analysis and rating on whichever album you want. Having said that, today's album comes suggested by my friend Keith here. So Armored Saint, March of the Saint came out in 1984 on Chrysalis Records. Producer, Michael James Jackson. Have you heard that name before?
No, I don't think he's a metal guy at all. And when they went in the studio, the band realized pretty quickly that he wasn't a guy that was used to.
He's worked with Kiss though a lot.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's worked with Kiss, I guess earlier than that. There, I'm not sure. I forget what the producer there, but yeah. And it's not Michael Jackson. I guess that's why he had to add the James in the middle there.
Yeah,
so it's not that guy.
Yeah. No.
On the album, we have John Bush on vocals, Dave Pritchard on guitars and background vocals, Phil E. Sandoval on guitar, Joey Vera on bass and background vocals, and Gonzo, I don't even know what his real name is, but it's drums and background vocals. So there you go. Does it say here what is... No, that's where I actually got the names from. It's actually on the
album
inner sleeve. All right, so let's start the album analysis of Armored Saint, March of the Saint. So song number 1, March of the Saint. What do you got on that one, my friend?
March of the Saint. I like the intro. There's sort of a nice little melodic piece to start it off, and then it's just straight into like a fast-paced, basically band. You could almost say it's a band sort of anthem for the band. Really catchy chorus and guitar work. So yeah, off to a really good start, and just like really good 80s riffing on the song. It's definitely a standout for me. So for that one, I'd give it an easy 8, and good start to the album.
Perfect. Well, March of the Saint, yes, I do agree with you. It's a banger of a introduction tune. And that little intro, love that intro. More to come on that little intro, by the way.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a great uh, like you said, an anthem like with the word saint in it, and then March of the
Mm,
Saints. It's such a great opening track. I'm actually giving that one a 9 out of 10. I love that one.
yeah. Mm,
So there
yeah,
you
so
go.
do I. Yeah.
All right. So 9 and an 8. Actually, I'm going to write down your scores here so I can actually compile them later on. Next up, can you, the letter U, deliver?
Can You Deliver is, I think that was actually a bit of a MTV hit, minor one, and I like the video for it. Did watch the video. I find it somewhat glam, metal sounding to me. And when I was watching the video on YouTube, it's like a post-apocalyptic like wasteland, and
Mad Max?
Mad Max type thing, and it's really good. And I did enjoy that. And then I was looking at the comments down below, and someone's just summed it up perfectly, better than I could, uh, about this song. So someone just put pure fucking energy. That was the comment, and that's what it is. And it's one of my favorite songs on the album. I love it. A 9 for me. Yeah, love it.
All
So
right.
two starting off really well with two great
Yes.
songs. Yeah.
Um, this is probably one of the oldest Armored Saint songs I knew of. I remember the video, and when I said more to come on that, did you notice on the video they play the intro to March of the Saint at the beginning, and then it goes
Oh
in
yeah.
Can You Deliver?
No, I didn't. I
Yeah,
didn't.
it,
No.
it, it took me a while to figure that one out,
Yeah.
but man, do I effing love the song Can You Deliver?
It's good, eh? Yeah.
I would probably say, well, according to my score, it is my favorite. It's my favorite of the album, but probably my favorite Armored Saint ever song. I'm giving that one a 10. I absolutely love that
Mm.
song. I by the way, just a side note. Do you watch horror movies usually in the month of October or ever?
I don't I I don't watch a lot of movies, but I've got recently got a new TV, so I'm getting back into movies.
There you go.
But I've watched a lot of movies, so I think I know where you're going with this. Uh,
Hellraiser 3?
Hellraiser 3, yeah, yeah.
Armor I was actually watching these. I'm like, I forgot that they were in the movie Hellraiser in the
Mm,
bar scene. And this
yeah,
is back in the what's that album there? Symbol of Salvation, right? That's
that's a
the
good
era.
album.
So yeah, they're in the movie Hellraiser 3 if you're curious. It's a cameo like Cannibal Corpse has a cameo in Ace Ventura Pet Detective, you know. It's they're there but nobody ever talks about them. Anyway, there you go. I just wanted to say
Yeah,
that little tangent out there.
yeah. I think they do the song "Hanging Judge" on
That
that
part
one.
I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say that well, I'm not gonna
Mm,
I'm not a huge Armored Saint fan. I like them there. I just have two albums.
mm.
But yeah, but it's arguably considered their better album, I guess. Their Symbol of Salvation there. But anyway, we're here to talk about March of the Saint, right? Okay, next song. Oh, by the way, you gave that one a 9, right?
A 9 for "Can You Deliver?" Yes.
All right. I wonder if they were inspired by Prince. If you know, you know, right? You understand that one? You know,
uh,
Prince's lyrics have all like,
oh, the you. You're talking
yeah,
about the
the
you.
you
Yeah,
part.
yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
want
yeah. I get you. Yeah,
to be, and when he's got
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Took me a while. Yeah, it's my brain that lags as well, not just the video.
There you go.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, next song we have Madhouse.
Madhouse. Because of the John Bush association with eventually joining Anthrax, when I hear this, I can't help but think of this one I've heard way more times, the song Madhouse, from the Spreading the
Mhm.
Disease album.
Yeah.
And so when I'm listening to that, I'm hearing the chorus for that song because
Yeah.
it's so stuck in my head, the Madhouse song from that Anthrax album. And of course, his association when he joined Anthrax in what 92 or something or other. So I play that and I hear some of that in it, but it's a good song in its own right, I
Yeah.
think. And I'd say it's probably one of the faster songs,
Oh
maybe the
yeah.
fastest song on the album. I think they can do faster songs, but from what I heard in the studio, they were trying to make the producer wanted a more commercial album, and they're trying to slow things down. The band wanted faster, they're trying to slow, so there's a bit of a battle there. But that song I like, and I gave it an 8.
An 8. All right.
Yeah.
I also wrote fast song in brackets
Yeah.
for
Mm.
me here. Yeah, you know what? I was probably thinking the same thing with you as you about the Madhouse Anthrax song, which I know very well.
Yeah, very well,
But
yeah.
I never made this. But there's another association coming up later on there. But yeah, it's a fast song. It's a good song. Probably not my favorite, but I'm gonna give that one a 7 out of 10 here.
Okay.
It's I'm gonna explain myself more after the ending at the end when we're done here. But yeah, it's a good fast song. So yeah, that one
Mm.
giving that one a, 7 out of 10.
Okay.
But now I can't unhear Anthrax Madhouse stuff.
Madhouse, yeah. It's a Madhouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good song too. I do prefer the Anthrax version there,
Mm.
but this is
Yeah.
still a good song off of Armored Saint. All right, 7 and 8 for that one. Next one, Take a Turn or Take a Turn.
So this is the ballad, obviously, for the album. It's a song with the most melody in it.
Hmm.
And as far as placement of a ballad in an album, I think it's a perfect placement. You got the three songs, fast middle songs, and then you got the ballad, and then the next song just takes you out of that side.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect placement for me. Uh, and so Bush's voice, I think this is probably his best vocal performance on the album for me. I think he's more comfortable in a sort of mid-range, but he takes his voice to lots of other places, which makes it more interesting. He hits some high notes. There's some shrieks, when he's trying to impart sort of feelings about. It brings it into the song. Then he does different things to his voice. He's a bit harsher. So yeah, best performance for me on the album. I like the ballad, and I gave it a 7. Yeah.
You know what? So did I.
Okay.
7.
Yeah.
I wrote slow in my comments. Then I put mid. I was actually re-listening to it today. I put mid pace. I wouldn't say ballad,
Hmm.
but it's definitely the slowest song, I guess, on the album. It's a good song.
Hmm.
I'm also, yeah, like I
Hmm.
said, giving it a 7. It's I do agree with his you're saying there his vocals are great in that song there. And I've got a comment again at the end of this episode or the rating regarding his voice. So
Okay.
it will all make sense afterwards.
All right.
All right. Next up, Seducer.
Okay. So with this album, like it's very top heavy. The first three songs, bang, 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 and then are the best for me on this side, and probably in the album. This one is it's no slouch. It's not a bad song. I think it has some groove metal elements to it, but not my favorite. But I do like it, and I gave it a 6.5.
Okay. So this one here, again, and this is the other Anthrax. Doesn't Anthrax have a song called Medusa? I think, yeah.
Uh, I'm terrible with album titles. Which
Earlier.
album
Let me
was it
know in the
on?
comments,
Okay,
guys.
yeah, all right, yeah.
But when I hear the song Seducer, for the longest time I
Medusa.
thought he was saying Medusa. I'm like, is this another Anthrax like how do you say that? Link like the Madhouse one.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I should
yeah.
have checked, but until I started doing this ranking their episode there, I thought they were singing Medusa because I put it on the turntable and I do something else and I listen to it. And I'm like,
Mm,
okay, Medusa. Na, na. It's a
yeah.
good song,
Mm.
but he sings Seducer. I was like, oh, okay, that's whatever. I'm
It's easy to hear, it's easy to hear different
yeah,
lyrics in your head. We're going to talk about it shortly, but the song Glory Hunter, he sings Glory Bound, but it took me about 2, 3 listens of the album. I thought he was singing Glory Bell. I was going, why is he singing Glory Bell? But he's saying it's Glory Bound, and it's like,
yeah, yeah,
oh
yeah.
right, yeah.
Anyway,
Mm.
Seducer, I'm giving it 7, and you're giving it
Okay,
six point
slightly
five,
higher, 6.5 for me.
slightly higher. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Mutiny on the World.
Okay, so the second side of the album, this side two,
Yep.
is not as strong for me as the first was. So it's not a massive drop in quality. Like that song's still amazing, but I don't like it as much as some of the other songs. I think the guitar work from like Dave Pritchard and Phil Sandoval, they work really well together with the guitar leads and everything like that. Everything goes at a good pace. There's really good solos, but just for that one, I just after that first side, I just gave it a 6.5 for me. Yeah.
Keith, guess what? So did I. Six.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I wrote. There's a little galloping in there. I find.
Mm, yeah.
It's a good song. I wouldn't say great. Again, more on that later. But yeah, it's a good. You're right about side two being weaker than side one. Although there are some great songs coming up there, but there's some duds too. Yeah,
Mm.
I'm giving that, like I said, 6.5 out of 10 for Mutiny on the World. So we're actually on the nose big time for that, or for two songs actually. So, all right, Glory Hunter.
What is that song about? Anyway, uh, to me, it's like straight ahead metal. I don't know if you heard it, but in my head I was thinking when I was listening to it, just in the structure and how the song goes, it's very Judas Priest sounding to me. Uh, and I don't know why, but that's just what came into my head. And um, when he says "glory bound," just the way he says that, I love it when he says "glory bound" in that song. So I find the song much better than the first track, Mutiny on the World, and it's my favorite song on that whole side. So I gave that 7.5.
Okay, well, this one we're not in agreement. So,
Okay.
Glory Hunter, I think the verse, see, usually a chorus should be your killer, and then the verse
Mm,
just bring. I find the verse riff better than the chorus. To me, the chorus is probably the
mm,
weakest part. Vocally, not. I absolutely love the guitar work on this song. Don't get me wrong.
mm,
Vocally or melodically, the vocals to me is the weakest chorus on the album. And like you said earlier, you don't even know what the hell he was saying. Was
yeah.
it Glory Bell? You were
Mm. I don't think I think some of his vocals, because people do talk about the production of this. And I think some of his vocals might get a bit lost in the mix or something like that because sometimes it's hard to hear what words he's saying. So that might have something to do with it.
yeah.
But
Yeah, well, anyway, that to me this is my least favorite song of the album. I'm giving that one
really,
5. Yeah.
okay,
It's
okay.
I love the verse riff, but the chorus just absolutely does nothing for me. It's
Hmm,
it's like they wrote a great song from A to Z. Like
hmm,
musically would have been great from A to Z, probably would have been an 8 for me. But that chorus, what he's singing, not well, it to me is just a little weak there. That's why I gave it a 5 for that one.
Okay. They don't drive it home type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Hmm.
All right, next up. So that one was a 5 versus a 7.5. Next up, we have Stricken by Fate.
Stricken by Fate. There's a nice bass playing in this.
Mhm.
Love it. I like the variety. The thing about it is I like the variety in the vocals, the screams and the wails in it. So I like when he does something different that you haven't heard in the other songs, and he does a few things different in that from previous tracks. So I do like the song as well, but it's like I said, it's not my favorite. Gave it a 7.
Well, you know what? Me too.
Okay,
7 also. Yeah, it's
7.
again decent song. Nothing
Hmm.
really wow about it, but not bad at all. Like it's not bad.
No.
It's just there's no wow moment. But yeah,
Hmm.
like yeah, to me that's also a 7 ranking right there. Now, the last two songs, we have song number 9, which would be Envy.
Okay. This song is my least favorite on the album. It's just kind of meh, you know. It's just not there for me. There's nothing to get me, enjoy it for me. The guitar and vocals are fine. Just it's just not as good as the other tracks, and I don't know. Call it filler. I don't know. I don't know. I gave it a I gave it a 5. I gave it a 5.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So this is your glory. I was gonna say glory hole, but it's glory hunter.
Now we're talking about Steel Panther. We're not talking about Steel Panther in this episode. It's
Why am I
what
even
is it?
thinking
Armored
that?
Saint. Yeah,
Okay, you gave that one a 5.
yeah.
I actually enjoy Envy, actually. The last two
Do
songs
you?
are actually
Okay.
pretty I mean,
Hmm.
it's not they're not reinventing the wheel or whatever. It's just straight ahead metal. I find great. I find there's again. I'm not taking anything from John Bush. The strength of this band sometimes would be the riffing. I just don't find that apart from song 1 and 2, they've never equaled those two songs there afterwards. There, I gave it an 8. I don't mind that
Okay.
song at
Oh,
all.
surprising. Yeah.
Yeah, and you gave it
No,
a 5, so
I
that
gave it a
was.
5.
But like
Yeah, I
I
was way
said,
down. Hmm.
Glory Hunter, we're quite the opposite on that one too. Same thing there.
Hmm.
Yeah, I actually enjoy Envy. It's the last two songs for me are quite strong. Again,
Okay.
that's just for me.
Sorry.
We got an
Yeah.
8 and a 5 for that one. Next up, or last song would be Fire Alarm, False Alarm.
Right. False alarm. I think John Bush has to. This is another one that I'm not favorite of. I think he's got to really work on this. He's really working hard to make the song interesting, and he just about manages it, but he doesn't. I think it's just not enough in the song to just carry it for me, and for me it's not a strong finish. And I gave it a 5.5 to finish off the album. I don't
5.5.
don't think it's a good ender for what I think is a good album.
And see, I gave it an 8. I do
Okay.
enjoy the ending. There's a cool. At first, I'm like, is this going to be an instrumental? Like that intro seems a little long,
Mm,
and I was like,
yeah, it
okay,
does.
there's
Yeah.
a really cool intro, and I don't mind it. It to me, it ends the album well. Like I said, I gave it an 8. But like I said, I'm gonna talk more about this later on there because there's something
Okay.
there's a quote I need to say afterwards here. But anyway, 8, and then you gave that one a 5.5. Okay.
Right.
Now let's do
Yes.
our totals. So what did you get as a total for this album here?
I might have to check my maths, but I got as the total 68.2 as a percentage.
Okay, so that would be 6.8, I guess, if out of 10.
Just say 68% for the whole album. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, 6.8 out of 10, which be the
68%. Yeah.
I gave it a 7.45, so I guess that's a So my little comment of I remember when Anthrax went and got John Bush, and there was an interview on Much Music here or the Power Hour, and what he said, I'll always remember. He goes when he got John Bush, he goes, "Well, Anthrax was, the music was great, but the vocals were eh." And then you go, and then we went and got John Bush from Armored Saint, where the music was eh, but the vocals were great. I was like,
Yeah.
well, that's actually a pretty
Mm.
mean thing to say. But
Yeah.
now
Both bands. Mm.
after listening to the albums, and I actually went and got what the other day with Delirious Nomad. I got that.
I've
I
got
was
that
like,
one.
okay, that one I could see the album, like the music is like, man, like it's good, but again, that's just
Mm.
me there. But I just found that very a mean comment at the time. But I get it now after doing this. There's some good stuff on this album, but there's never, apart from those two first songs, there's never anything that goes to the next level. That's just me.
Mm. Yeah, no, I think you're right. For a lot of people, their best album is Symbol of Salvation because
Yeah,
they sound a lot better on that album. Unfortunately, David Pritchard wasn't around to play guitar on that album.
he's the one that
Uh,
passed away, right?
he passed away. Yeah, I think he was involved in the writing of it, but then he died in 1990, and that album was like
He's
came
the
out a
one
few.
with the reddish hair, right? I think.
Yeah, but the video that we watched on YouTube is a bit washed out, so it's a bit hard to tell who's got,
Yeah,
you know.
I think it's
But yeah.
this guy here.
Oh, okay. Right.
I think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
David. Correct
Yeah.
me in the comments if I'm wrong here, but I think this is the guy that passed away.
Yeah. Rest in peace. He's a good guitarist. Yeah.
He was actually very well. The thing is, I
Mm.
know how Joey Vera looks now, but I can't even tell who the hell he is
Mm.
on um, on this album. I'm gonna say I think it's him right here because
Joey. Yeah.
that's your Pritchard guy. He's got a little reddish. I think that's the drummer. That's John Bush. I believe.
Which is
Well,
Phil.
either this guy or this guy. See, these guys kind of look
Oh,
like
yeah.
each other.
Brothers. Yeah. The two brothers, Phil and
But they're
Gonzo.
brothers.
Yeah. Yeah. Sandoval. Yeah.
Well, what's the other Sandoval? Is it Gonzo?
Gonzo is the drummer, and Phil is the on the guitar. Yeah.
What's the drummer's name?
Gonzo.
Gonzo Sandoval.
Sandoval. Yeah.
So
Joey's on the bass.
I'll assume that's a stage name.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a new kid. What will we name him?
Someone will know in the comments. Someone will know in the comments, like you said. Yeah.
I am not a Armored Saint expert, like by any means.
Hmm.
But I've like I said, I've seen many videos. Like "Can You Deliver" is easily my favorite Armored Saint song, and I've seen that video so many times. But yeah, check it out afterwards. They put the beginning of March of the Saint, and then when they're
Oh, well, yeah, I had to look
the,
back at that.
the,
Yeah.
the sword comes in, and then they're putting their hands on the sword, then they end up on stage, and then
Mm.
that's when "Can You Deliver" starts. I was like, oh, okay. A little different take on that there. All right, so we're actually got a 7.45 for myself and a 6.8 for Keith. Overall, like I said, something would you recommend to somebody, or would you recommend more Anthrax? You know what I mean there? Like, or
I
another
definitely,
album? Or
I definitely recommend people start with that one, and because they're all strong songs that they brought to that. It's verging a bit on. I think the band wanted to go more thrashier. It's just a strange label for them to choose to come on. Chrysalis, who didn't really know what to do with metal groups, because I think they were about the only metal group on the Chrysalis label.
they were more
Metal
like
Blade,
a rock label, I think, yeah?
yeah, Metal Blade would have put out a
Yeah.
lot heavier, less commercial album, which probably would appeal less to you, but might have appealed more to me with the, you know, uh, but I start with that one and then work your way through the albums. Raising Fears are another good one, and like we were just talking about before, try Symbol of Salvation, which a lot of people rate quite high, and the production's better on that one for a metal album. The first one's not sort of geared
And
100%.
different logo too, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But they came back with the their late. They
Classic.
got a lot of new albums. I didn't realize like they had more albums since they came back together after the Anthrax fell apart. Then they had what 4 albums before he joined Anthrax. John Bush, I believe.
Yeah, it was a bit crappy how sort of Anthrax treated John Bush, because he's one of the best singers, I think, and I love his voice, and he's got a rough edge to it, and you know
I enjoyed Anthrax with John Bush first before I enjoyed any Joey Belladonna. Like when Only came out, I was like, wow, this is actually good, you know. But
because they brought him in, and then Joey came back, and then they said goodbye, and then they asked him back, and he said, you know, so.
Well, didn't they do an album where it's John Bush singing one side and Joey doing the other?
Oh, I might not have that one. But,
I'm not 100% certain on. It's like a greatest hits or a compilation, or
oh, really? Okay.
maybe Attack of the Killer A's, not the Bees one there, but
Not
there's
the Bees one. Yeah.
I think. My friend Yan is a huge Armored Saint and Anthrax fan. He better answer all these questions in the comments.
Yeah.
He's
He'll fix all our mistakes in the comments probably. Yeah.
Well, like I said, it was a suggested by me from you,
good.
March of the Saint.
Good one. Yeah, good choice.
It's a good challenge.
And
it actually made me you know what? I went and got Delirious Nomad later on, and I'll definitely get Symbol of Salvation there eventually there. And Symbol of Salvation, check out Hellraiser 3. Yeah, everybody always thinks, oh yeah, it's Motorhead with Hellraiser, but yeah, there's also the soundtrack actually must be pretty good for this there.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it, but it'd be a good one to pick up.
There you go. All right then. So that is our album analysis for March of the Saint. I would like to thank you, my friend, for doing this today.
Yeah, that's great. I enjoyed it.
And once again, if you do guys want to put in the comments anything else you would like me to do analysis and a rating on, let them in the comments, and then we'll go from there. So on that note, check out, before I forget, check out Keith's channel. His link will be on the bottom also. He's got some good stuff happening too, so check out his channel. And once again, thank you guys for checking out this one here. Of all the channels in the world, you chose this one today. So have yourselves a great whatever, and we shall see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.